Hello everybody, just about ready to get started. Let's chat a little bit. So we're gonna wait until we have a full party before we pause our current recording and move into challenge mode. But tonight we'll be focused on challenge mode as soon as we have a group ready. Otherwise, from the standpoint, I guess I'm just gonna be testing out a new controller. So we'll have a moment of silence for a controller that died doing PSO. I'd just like to state that this controller, by the way, I don't even think has lived for 2 years. So thanks, modern quality controllers, by the way. If chat wants to know exactly when I got this controller, I can tell you exactly where it was. It was, I think, 3 streams prior to the ending of Ni no Kuni 1. So it has not been that long. Craziness. Craziness, chat. Like, I don't even think it's been exactly 2 years when we had that stream recording. Craziness. Well, anyway, sadly, I have one controller for now, another Xbox controller. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna be ordering some different types of controllers. I kind of need my controllers to last more than a year and a half. It would be nice. Chat can fact check me on when the new Ni no Kuni stream was. I think I even titled it in the YouTube like controller, like RIP controller. Or at least I remember doing that for the stream title. Because it legitimately died mid Ni no Kuni. And by mid Ni no Kuni, I mean during the stupid tournament arc. So unfortunate. But anyway, we're gonna see who ends up showing up. But I imagine we're probably got another like 50 minutes or so to play. So I decided to just put on some PSO stuff. You can see a little sneak preview. Not even a year ago. Terrible. Shake your head. Oh, I said 2 years. Yeah, you're right. It would be a year ago. No, it's the same Ni no Kuni one. As I said before, it was like 2 or 3 episodes before the end. It was pretty bad. So, RIP controller. I'm still kind of experimenting a little bit with my layout. I think for challenge mode, we're gonna go ahead and update our settings while we discuss challenge mode. But for now, just some controller warm-ups. Yeah, the other controller died. I was holding up, and the controller just decided, you know what I'm gonna do when this sticks to neutral? I'm gonna keep holding up. So while it would have been very perfect for Walk of Limits, it makes menuing nearly impossible when it does stuff like that. And believe it or not, chat, I actually am completely done unsealing. I wanted to give you that little update. I literally got like 60,000 kills in like a week. I am actually done. I have nothing more to unseal except for lames. So it's kind of whatever at that point. Oh, okay. So that is not in the correct position. That's what I wanted to check. So for the single player, player 4, one is still not correct. Oh. Wait, why did it zip like that? Did it just forgot that I edited it? Huh. That's weird. I don't know why it would do that. But hey, it's PSO and PSO add-ons, so I'm sure they go into a magical place. So I decided to condense them down a little bit. I'm thinking of moving stuff to the bottom right at some point, but I kind of just need to see stuff in the menu. I'm gonna go ahead and make a very hard mode while I test some settings. So generally just make things tighter. That's the goal. Oh, did you need help leveling your character retract while we wait for people? I really don't care about doing hard mode retract. It's all blue ID to me. Like, listen, you pick any difficulty, it's value. I don't even care. So I want to compare one thing. Okay, I made the enemy names line up a little better by like a couple pixels. Upper left looks okay. I'm experimenting with hiding the HP values when I pause. I was thinking alternatively I could try to fit them below, but I think with the drop rate expansion, I can't just put everybody in the bottom left. I was thinking about using that space, but I really don't have a lot of wiggle room thanks to the item showing, and I think the item showing is more useful for newer players, not for me specifically. So it is what it is. I love how much this doesn't matter at all. Yeah, XP meter, I could technically slide it more to the bottom right. As I said before, I have a little bit of a cutoff, so I can't see the extreme bottom right for my current setup. So for me, it makes sense where it's placed. When I switch monitors, probably next year, I will move that again, no doubt. And the other reason why I wanted it raised up versus a little down is that it covered the beat timer before. There's another reason I like having it not quite in the corner. Yeah, once we get some people, we'll move in. Oh, man. I was contemplating if I wanted to talk about a particular topic, but I'll keep it very brief from the standpoint of, it's YouTube comment hour again, Retract. It is. It was certainly something. I think when I get comments on stuff that is, like, older than, like, 2 years in regards to PSO, I always find it very interesting what people's insight tends to be on it. Because I'm like, how much of that am I, like, actually already doing? And they just pick, like, some old video of mine when I was, like, don't even think I did S ranks or anything. Always find it interesting to get feedback on those videos. But I do want to comment more specifically on something that was brought up in one of those older videos, which is like, if I were to frame it in a more polite manner than which they framed it, it was, why don't you do guides without having chat involved? And I want to say it boils down to basically 3 reasons. Number 1, a majority of the time, the only reason I really do the guides are for the people that play on stream. So for me, sometimes they don't go to YouTube, sometimes they just want to be able to ask the questions while we're kind of going through things, and that is more helpful to them at that time. So my short answer to at least that part is, the video is not meant for you. It is a courtesy that it goes on the YouTube VOD for the most part. Number 2, I think there's a very high expectation that if I did do a standalone recording, that it would require quite a lot of editing and scripting and things like that. And while I do prepare the research material and I like to go into things and try to fact check, ultimately, it helps me more if there's people that ask questions and fact check me in real time. I actually think for the most part, we get more value. There's like the occasional time where, you know, I welcome somebody to the stream, but I go right back into the topic. I don't think I go on like a 20-minute tangent about how their day was. I keep it very drilled down. So I'm like, hey, you know, welcome, and go back to my talking point kind of thing. And I think that's fine. So if people don't like that particular format, I will just say, too bad. Honestly, I'm not really doing another format. And I think the third thing too is that, like, just at the end of the day, the intent for these guides and things like that are, we have timestamps. We have YouTube comments. It's meant as like a forum to facilitate information. If all you want is just really straightforward information, that's why we have Google Docs. So it's like, if you don't want me interacting with the chat and fixing the guide, because that's how the guide comes into creation, is we literally present points. Go, oh yeah, that's a great point, or I don't know if I agree with what I wrote here, and I could kind of go through and talk with chat about it. The Google Doc is the ultimate final outcome of that, so for people that don't want to have my quote-unquote color commentary with that kind of stuff, it's already offered to you in a different form. So I'm going to say too bad, so sad for other people that are expecting me to go through in some very tight video editing. I'm like, if people want to volunteer to do that kind of stuff, I would say by all means, knock yourself out to an extent. I just have to be aware of doing it. But I have no personal interest in investing time on things I've already spent on stream doing, on top of additional research, on top of answering chat's question. It is what it is at the end of the day. Crazy. I kind of like what TwoCardJack is saying. Welcome, TwoCardJack, because I'm sure they'll love that I said hello to you as well. It's just one of those things where my target audience is there with me at the time. And I feel from the standpoint of PSO and what you'll see when we do stuff in anniversary events and all your holiday events is I play because of the people that are here with me right now. People on YouTube, thanks, I guess. But like ultimately, if I don't have people playing alongside as I play, I don't really have the motivation to do anything PSO related. Like, just being very clear about it. And I understand not everybody can make streams, and it's fine. You know, you could direct people to watch or whatever, but, like, ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm here to play with the people. I'm here to help people level up. I don't super care if it's not in the cleanest cut quality. It's never been my intent to do those kinds of things. It's more of a, I literally saw nobody do it at the time. And since then, I think guides have come out. Let them become more professionally edited by people that are more professional YouTubers. This is not even, like, remotely how I envision myself spending a lot of my free time, but it's nice to be able to sit back and kind of share these things with people. Anyway, little tangent over. I think we talked about our points pretty well. I didn't necessarily label them very well in hindsight, but I think the point is taken. But anyway, hope you're doing well, TwoCardJack. We'll see who else needs to play some challenge mode. Episode 1 is pretty friendly to new players. Honestly, I don't really need to say that much during challenge mode itself. What is challenge mode? You have a set starting item set levels, and you attempt to make your way through all the areas in episode 1 and episode 2. With the point being that you get special ranked weapons that are extremely powerful. And I would not really recommend playing certain characters without getting those at some point, either through trades or just by beating challenge mode. They are super powerful. Anyway, we'll do a little reset here. So as soon as we have 3 people, we will pause our current recording. As I imagine we're going to be rotating people in and out of challenge mode. I've left the level 1 map up just to give chat an idea of where it is, and also so I have a visual idea of how it looks like on stream. I think it's not too bad. If I move up, how much does it really cut off? Not that much. Do something like that. Probably okay. It's just one of those things where, you know, we'll see who's available. Otherwise, I'm just gonna run some very hard mode stuff. I guess technically I'm unsealing, air quotes. At some point, we need to personalize our weapons. I don't have to worry about names tonight at the moment. And it's gonna take at least 6 hours to clear challenge mode. And I'm planning on helping some people through, so we're gonna do like a lot of Stage 1, a lot of Stage 2, maybe some Stage 3, depending on how far we get. And generally the earlier stages are easy to do. And then after that, we could just kind of figure out what times work for people. That way, if somebody can't make it, it's not the end of the world. We have the other people that can hop in the later stages. Or if people want to catch up, they can literally just do challenge mode 1 on the side or something while we play. However people want to do it. I don't think we'll get super far in challenge mode today. But across a few streams, we'll complete it. We'll probably clear a minimum of 2 stages per stream. There's 9 stages, I think, in episode 1. But the first stage is very easy in episode 1. It should be, like, not even 14 minutes. So that one's easy to rapid fire people into. You have to make another character for challenge mode? Absolutely not. You just have to pick a character. It is tracked separately. So I could play as Mr. Freeze, for example, in challenge mode. It'll put me back to, like, level, I don't know, literally 1 at the start of episode 1. And then from there, it's just about running through. Episode 1, I feel like the only hard parts are mines. And that's it. I saw some guides saying that they thought Forest was hard, and I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna say, like, I don't think so. If they think Forest is hard, I'm like, it's kind of literally the easiest area in the game. I don't know how I feel about some of these online guides. You get XP for it, you level as you play, but it's not tracked the same way. So just think TwoCardJack, it's a completely different system. Nothing you do in that will carry over until you beat challenge mode. So it doesn't really matter what weapons you find. Just pick up stuff as you go. The goal is just to beat it. Yeah, we'll be naming some S-rank weapons at some point. I'm thinking Demon Shot, Hell Slicer, maybe Zolor Handgun. But depending on how many teams of people we end up getting running tonight, we'll name things accordingly. Oh, this character is so weak. How did he not kill with that? A14 so disappointing. Level 120 now? Nice. Challenge mode does not care about your level, as I said before, so technically if you wanted to join, you could bring anybody. There's certain character classes I would not recommend you play. And those are Ramar, Cuprol. Those characters are kind of useless in challenge mode. So some people will make level 1 characters just to kind of play challenge mode. There's characters that are just clearly better at challenge mode than other characters. Generally speaking, the rule of thumb is if you are not made of metal, you're bad. With the exception of forces, where Newmans are kind of the asterisk to that. You can play less than optimal characters, and it's not the end of the world, but I think you'll just feel kind of bad unless you're like really, really, really good at the game, playing something like Fulmar or things of that nature. Oh, I see Retractus here. Okay, let's help Retract through while we wait for people. Oh, Retract already went into their own world. I shouldn't play my level 120 Humar. You can play Humar if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. It'll be harder in some areas because you don't have traps, but as long as you're willing to try it, it's okay. Just be aware that, like, techs don't really do that much for Humar, since you will have to do kind of self-found stuff. So you'll have, like, decent damage and accuracy, so you'll be better than some characters. But you might struggle to deal with things like Chaos Bringers, unless you really know how to move in the game. So, like, I'll give an example of stuff to practice if you're looking to come into challenge mode easier. I would just go to, like, normal mode and just kind of observe how to get around and combo enemies without an attack speed unit. Because I think a lot of players that play the game just don't know how to do it, and it's fair, because most of the time you'll at least be playing with, like, a general battle, like, pretty early on, let alone, like, your god battles or your heavenly battles or V101s. So a lot of the, like, what is safe to combo with is just kind of lost on people that have been playing for a while, which, ironically, for people starting the game, it's actually somewhat easier in some regards to do those kinds of things. And there's guides online breaking down, like, what normal heavy combos are safe, what is your general accuracy without these hit percentages, and stuff like that. So some people recommend playing ahead of time. I would say that's more prevalent in, like, episode 2 to learn bosses. I don't think you really need to learn a boss at episode 1. You should kind of know them, with the exception of maybe the machine boss being different. Yeah. So the thing is, like, the other thing is, like, you also just can't get hit. Because in challenge mode, you don't go back to shop. You're in a dungeon and you can't leave. You have to beat it as soon as you go in. So you come in with set healing items, a couple of revives, and that's it. So no face tanking. Some players think they could get away with it, and I'm like, please don't. Be profound sadness for the group. So people will practice, for example, specifically in episode 1, dodging Chaos Bringers and dodging enemies in, like, caves. Because for the most part, you can rotate clockwise to dodge attacks in this game. But there's also, like, dead spots in certain enemies' attack ranges. Like how we saw some goofiness with, like, the detonators when we played Anniversary Event. There's a lot of goofiness with episode 1 enemies, but you have to, like, literally actively test for it. Figure out, like, what is the minimum movement you could do, and just kind of go through. That's how you could step your game up. It's not, like, 100% you have to do that in order to do well, but it makes your life a lot easier to understand where those kinds of gaps are. No, like, I'll give an example. Like, you should know how to kite Indie Belra around in normal mode. You have to know, like, how often is he gonna fire? How do I stop him from using his long-range attack in normal mode? Because you can't afford a random player to take a hit. Because dying means game over. So you get a little lucky, you get a little scape doll or two to get you through. But generally, you're expected to just not get hit. You only have a mag that is level 64. None of your equipment matters for challenge mode, for clarity. If I didn't make that clear enough, it's literally just a different mode. But for general play, you probably want that mag back. Okay, Dwarfon can run me over, it doesn't really impact me. We're just listening to some PSO music while we wait. I forget the extended versions of the song mean I can fuss with it just between challenge mode, without needing to worry about the video pausing. Yeah. It's not too bad. Episode 1, I think, could be done more or less blind. You just need one person to kind of spot you through puzzles. That's about it. I don't think there's any, like, crazy strats that are like, oh, if you don't do this, you can't beat challenge mode. Where, like, episode 2, if you don't practice, oof. Painful. Absolutely painful. I see TwoCard is here. Yeah, episode 1 is pretty forgiving. The only thing I would say is, if you don't respect the Barans and mines, you're dead. If you don't know how to kite Barans is probably the only thing you should learn how to deal with. That thing could potentially end runs. I think that thing is more threatening than any other part of the challenge mode. For context on the character, I'm making Hyuka right before we start, and that's it. The class is all that matters. Yeah, it really is. That's all that matters. Hyuka's so good. I like to joke, but it's true. If you want to play a ranger in challenge mode, it's probably better to pick the best ranger, which is Hyuka. She just has more ATP, and her accuracy is basically the same. It does change her starting equipment slightly, so she might not always start with a gun, which can be a downside. But she'll end up more accurate and still high damage and have traps, so she'll be better than like 80% of the characters. So like metagame play, people are just Hucast, Force, maybe Hyuka Rockcast, and that's it. When you truly don't care, you can just pick some more, still good, but I would say more challenging characters like Humar. Might see some Rockcaseals in there just because. But it's generally if you bring Hunarul, my assumption is you should probably know what you're doing. If you're playing Fomar, you should probably know what you're doing. Those are characters that are like purposely not that great at that mode. Yeah, people will literally make level 1 characters. I thought about resetting my time attack stuff, but I'm willing to experiment a little with Force. I might just play some of my Phonumans, which are fine. They're the like second best Force at it. I don't have to play just nothing but Phonumurul, even though she's very good. Don't get me wrong, she's really good at challenge mode. But sometimes I think I'd just rather have some more HP, so maybe I'll try Fomarl, see how I feel about it. Just like a very safe Force. I feel like I want to do Fomarl episode 2, because I'm so tired of getting destroyed by stupid Gal Griffin. I wonder if she has enough HP to survive that. That would make me more inclined to play challenge mode. I just reset Fomarl over and over. So it is kind of sad. Anyway. I mean, technically, if we have one more player, we could just run it. But right now, as far as I know, you're the only 2 here so far. We're still early. And as I said before, I'm planning on rotating in a couple teams. So we'll just do like a couple forest runs. And then if we don't have enough players to make like 2 clean teams, somebody just runs twice. It might be like a retract or something runs twice. I think Dango said he's coming late. So that's why I'm also thinking the 2-team strategy just kind of works. So that way he's not like completely out in case he isn't available for like another hour. So I think it's pretty fair. That way people could kind of just fill in as needed later. And then if people happen to be around, we can always advance their episode challenge mode on the weekend or something. This Saturday is looking kind of bad, though. I have to do a lot of things, unfortunately, like cat sit, go to another funeral. Kind of one of those things. I'm like, I already feel mentally drained. Like, I kind of don't want to do an evening stream tomorrow. I'll do like a morning stream, but after that, it's like, got a lot on my mind. Goodbye, Dwarfon and Satellite Lizards. Ba, 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 ba. Well, I'm still getting like materials as we play. It's so stupid. Well, on the plus side, controller seems fine. There's like a little bit of stiffness on like what would be the X button or A button on PlayStation, or inverse of that comment. The X button on PlayStation, the A button on Microsoft controller. It was acting a bit weird, but I think after mashing Gopoe for like past 15 minutes or so, it's been a little better, more responsive, ironically. Goodbye, Dwarfon. Yep, we'll just keep going until we got a team. Easy pickups. If there are people that were looking to do some challenge mode, let me know. As I said before, it's not quite first come, first serve, but it's definitely first come, first play. That I will say. We'll still hopefully get the some of the locals in here, like on a remote coming by at some point. Dango wants to play. Maybe Chris will be here. Food actually got here, so I'm gonna eat real quick before people show up. No worries. And I'll just upgrade what difficulty we're playing. Enjoy retract. In the meantime, I'll play with 2Card. Instead of hard mode, let's go to very hard mode. Yeah, I can't emphasize like how wild the value has been. Like, it's somewhere between 350 and 380 PDs I picked up in the last 2 weeks. If I had to be a more specific, accurate total of just doing very hard mode. I mean, it's to the point I have 5 weapon spheres. So I'm like good. If I get 1 more weapon sphere before the event, that's crazy. I could get 2 90% out of the way for like desert. Actual insanity. Okay, now I'll bother buffing. Now that we're at a higher difficulty. Uh-oh, somebody didn't use the console. There we go. I don't do enough damage. So sad. Well, that's what I get for cheesing it out with a Gopoe spam. Yeah, a lot of challenge mode is just learning attack prioritization. File plus 50%. Oh, there we go. Alright, so whenever retract is free, we will start up challenge mode, because we now have Dango. That does equal 3 people. There you go. No pressure retract, but we're all watching. Hope you're doing well, Dango. I do think at some point, though, I'm very tempted to do a meme run where everybody's Humar. I was kind of thinking about it at some point. Do we go full meme at some point, Chad? I mean, I think the only place we'd have trouble in is early ruins, mines. I think caves and forests would be free with Humar. It'd be annoying getting paralyzed, but everything else would be free. Oh, look, a photon drop. Of course. I turn into Prime? Joey Chestnut putting the spoon down? I have no idea what that sentence means. Joey Chestnut. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Humorous run. I'm telling you, Dango, I am so tempted to go Humor with you. Just oops all humor. The downside is that, like, falls might be kind of annoying, but also still okay. We'd all survive falls as divine punishment. So that I wouldn't even be worried about. One of the greatest hot dog competitive eaters of all time. Oh, I didn't know. More you know. I'm uncultured, apparently. I need to step my game up. I didn't mean to go poet first there. That was a mistake. This run is so easy. I'm gonna miss this run on Saturday, chat, when we no longer have rare bonus. You know what's sad though, actually, chat? I still got more items playing drop rate week than rare item week. Thought that was kind of a ripoff. One other downside to rare item up also, by the way, chat, it does get you less PDs overall. Like, not a huge amount less, but it is noticeable if you're doing a lot of hours. Because you have to think of it this way. Every time you normally fail a rare item check, it rolls for an item. But if you get more crappy rares more often, then you get less PDs. So it feels ultra painful. You get like Asuka number 5000. Uh-oh, Chad. I believe someone got auto-modded. I'm gonna say if Calvisham's there, they get to ban a stream boo person. My life is so much easier without auto-mod banning stream boo. Those were just getting really annoying. There was like a 4 or 5 month period where there were like no bots. I was like, oh, this year went pretty well. And then like, by the time it got to my birthday, it was like, oh no. In that order. Allow will post the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hit deny. Hit denied. Yep, so it sounds like maybe our first group will be Dango, Retract, me, TwoCard? Question mark? As I said before, it's not like a crazy hard run. Just don't expect me as a force to heal you, because remember, I have to have a high enough rester for that to actually work. Which is not going to happen until we get to, like, Ruins. You are legitimately on your own with healing, so I'm like, please don't get hit. Please don't get hit. And also, don't heal yourself. That's my other advice to new players. Don't heal yourself if you're at, like, 80% health and you're playing Hunter. Just take another hit. You need to conserve the resources. Unless you are legitimately getting hit by, like, I don't know, worm rock attack or something, like, you don't need to heal. You don't need to be at full. Everybody's allowed to make some mistakes. Yeah, the one reason I don't like to do surface clear here, I run out of TP. Oh, Calvisham got him. Gun down. Hey chat, remember how I said that very hard mode is better than ultimate mode? I'm glad I just get proven this on like a daily statement. We've played like 15 minutes of very hard, I'm already at 2 PDs. Shake your head, chat. Just like, it's so stupid. Like, like this isn't even like an uncommon occurrence, it's just called playing very hard mode. It feels like you're playing Anniversary all the time. So for people that miss Anniversary event, just play very hard mode. The same thing. Found the sword I wanted on a hard mode run. Nice. I know. Can you imagine, chat? I run like 2 more times very hard mode. Took like, what, 6 minutes? I'm sure I'll end up at some stupid value. Dango is patiently waiting. Did you need help leveling a character, Dango, by the way? Or did you just want to run along and get free PDs? You don't even have to do anything in the run, Dango. If you just want to just park yourself in episode 4 somewhere and collect free items. I respect that. In fact, I'm surprised Retract doesn't do that while they're eating. Just go make a hard mode or something later. Like, just get your free XP. You won't even need you to move. It's fine. We'll give them a moment if they want to level a character. Yeah, by the way, chat, it gives somewhere between like 50 and 80 XP a second. It depends on how fast you clear as a group, or if you're only resetting at the beginning. Hope Dango's here for free value. I respect it. Get that free value, Dango. I really hope, Dango, you get a Photon Crystal in like the first 2 minutes of playing. We'll convert everybody to be a very hard mode believer. So anyway, if you're wondering how I got like 300 something PDs, at least 60 of them have been from unseals, so, you know, I'm going to be upfront about that. Another 20 or so have been from material... No, another 25 or so have been material trades. For the other 210 or so, nah, just very hard mode. I'm not even, like, super grinding it out or anything. Just unsealing 10,000 total. Need 207,000 to rechecks. Nice. I could probably put the little tracker. Chat is really curious about the XP per second. See, we're at like 72 right now. We just called that like a slightly subpar ultimate quest. Everybody walk away, please. I gotta go back. HP material. See, this is how you lose time on the resets, chat. If you're wondering why I kept giving averages in the Discord, sometimes those enemies drop you value, and you're like, oh darn, I've been inconvenienced. I must go back and collect my items. There we go. Welcome, Chuckleface. Hope you're doing well. We'll be starting up challenge mode, and I think a little bit. We'll give Retract some time to get food. Yep, in our, like, barely 40 minutes of gameplay, we'll end up with, probably, like, 3 PDs and a Photon Crystal or something. Yeah, the Babutas here definitely help with getting us Photon Crystals. This wave in particular is usually where I get all my Photon Crystals, if they're gonna happen. So anyway, as I was saying, if they're gonna happen, it's probably gonna be on this wave. Making you conceal now? Nice. I'm sorry, Dango. I'm sorry, the PSO RNG did not smile upon me. Sorry. Yeah, that wave in particular, the reason why that happens, every single enemy in that wave drops a Photon Crystal. Who knows, Dangle? You might get a Caduceus. That's worth like 3 PDs. Got one at the same time? Yeah, pretty much. The value is unreal. Yeah, this sometimes gets Heavenly Arms, sometimes. Heavenly Arms is pretty fickle here. I don't know why I glanced there. I should have refoed. Worked out in the end, though. Dango using all attacks. It's preparing for life as a true Humar. See, now you just need to get like 2 Kamui and debuff people. Another Photon Crystal. Of course. Oh, HP material. Yeah, I'll have to make sure when we go to start challenge mode that I turn on monofluids and monomates, because it's actually very important. As a reminder, when we go to start, to go set that up. You got no units, weapons? Damn. Dango just living the purest role as Tumar. Chuckleface says, I spent like, I don't know, 30-40 hours of gameplay getting a Ramar to like 88, but after doing walk of limits, /word limits to like twice, you're back to my Ramar because I don't want to melee wizards. That's fair. Ramars can be kind of awkward there, although, funny enough, make sure items show 0-hit weapons. Maybe. I think, I'm like, I might skip weapons. If I see him, I see him. I'll pick up anything with high... well, I guess it might matter. It matters more for hunters. Forces don't care. I'll pick up weapon boxes no matter what they are. I don't need an item reader for that. Funny enough, though, McChuckleface, there's actually a gun you can use on Ramar and Ramarl to make your life easy. I don't know if you are aware of the Striker unit plus Heaven Striker combo, which allows you to pew-pew laser delete satellite lizards if you don't feel like using melee. Very hilarious, by the way. Just go pew, 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 and they die. Just lasers from above. GG. Scoring odd beats, I don't want to melee. That's fair. Did you take pause already? Really? Why? Jeez. The whole point of the extended songs was so that I don't have to babysit that. Disappointed in you, dude. Yeah, we're pretty good for doing this. Yep. Just let us know, retract. And we'll pause our little escapade here. I can run over here. So why does your character have no units, Dango? What did you do? Are they all in the Hue cast or something? Humar reincarnated as a Hue cast. Need to get Dango more units, that's all I'm learning. You can't customize action palette until starting each run. Yes, so your action palette resets every time. The first minute or so of every run is almost always fixing action palette. I try to do it if I'm like waiting for something, but it's also it's pretty annoying as a force where you get like legit nothing assigned. Having everything in bank, that's fair. See, Dango's at the point where I was a couple years ago where I'm like, oh, I got a couple units, I'll be fine. And then like me of like last year, I'm like, so anyway, I'm gonna buy like 30 of everything because I'm tired of swapping items. Just like, I don't mind like certain weapons being shared, like a Dark Flow. But doing that for like all my units, I'm like, yeah, I need to get more adepts. So I guess we'll pause our little escapade for now. And I guess if people are ready, we'll set up for challenge mode. Although, I guess before I do that, let me put away these items so chat can see where I am status-wise. Yeah, it just gets really annoying moving adepts. Because it's like, especially if you have like a force to every ID where you're like, okay, well, there's only sometimes I need certain IDs, but it's just really annoying to move like Foe Emerge, and Ignition Cloak, and Adept, and this, and also your magical piece, and it's just like, I don't feel like menuing anymore, it just wastes everybody's time. So I'm just trying to get it all filled out on all those characters. Save everybody some time. Put away the Rappies Beak in the main character bank. Building up quite a collection there. Yeah, I think I'm almost done with units, surprisingly. Anyway, chat, just wanted to show you, in case you weren't sure what I was talking about before. So, eventually we'll get 15 PDs from remote, but I have enough. I still have one Photon Horde left. Without combining everything properly, I have now 99 Photon Crystals stacked away, and I had so much in the main bank that I had to create that other stack. So I technically have 125 Photon Crystals floating. So chat, if you need me to make a Barans for you, by the way, just let me know. I don't have any real use for them at this point other than trades. So we could work something out. Otherwise, like, feel pretty good. Feel pretty good about having some good items for Halloween. Also, the 99 cookies helps, but you know, that's another story. But I mean, like, otherwise, it's like, yeah, I don't even know how many Heavenly Arms I have. Chat, also, let me know if you do need Heavenly Arms. Like, genuinely need it. You have a spare character that needs it. I could tell you, I'm pretty sure I have 16 as of this recording. Like, there are 6 here, and let me tell you, that was after I put away a stack of 10, at least. So I'm not really hurting for some of these items. The only thing I really need are V502s, maybe like 1 or 2 more adepts. Otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good unit-wise. Everybody has their own set of cures. I might be missing some cure confuses, but everything else is good. We live the 1K gamble life, chat. That's all you have to do. So I guess I'll decide what character to play. I suppose I should technically play Force. So we'll get it set up, and then we'll have a separate video when we finally start challenge mode. But in the meantime, we could just talk a little bit here. What character requires me to menu the least? Did I do episode 1 with the faux neural? With this faux neural? I don't remember. I might have. I know I definitely have not done it with the faux moral before. She's kind of like a boring pick, but it's okay. I can play boring with this character. The other thing I want to make sure that we do before we start, item reader. Filter drops. I guess I should make this 0, just in case I see a handgun. I guess that is useful to point out to the chat. I will not hide armors or low hit weapons. Vortex. I will unhide the dies. Oh wait, this is from the item reader. Actually, the item reader, I don't care about that stuff. I mostly just need weapons here. I may die fluid, it's okay. Everything else I'll kind of figure out. The other thing is Dropbox. That's the one that I need to have updated. Is Baran's worth it? I'm normally using needles for multi-target trash mobs. Oh, Baran's is completely worth it. It allows you to combo kill on certain enemies, and it saves so much time in a run. To put it in perspective, Chuckleface, one person having a Baran's out of the entire group cuts over a minute to up to 2 minutes in any run that you run. Crazy how fast it is. And if you have multiple people with brands, it's over. The runs go so fast. What is a Baran's launcher? It is a enemy part weapon that you can give up to 50% via photon crystals. This will enable low hit weapons. Min hit minus 10. I'll do this. This might overwhelm my screen, I'm not sure. We're gonna play around with it a little bit. I don't think I've ever given it the time of day. It's like a different play level. Like, needles are very slow. Unless you're talking about using, like, Demon Needle. Demon Needle is real. Demon Needle is a very good alternative, especially if you're playing ROM or ROM. If you're just playing regular Needle, no. It's, like, not even comparable how fast it is. Yeah, Demon Needle... No, see, that's respect. See, that's clarity. Demon Needle is really good. But the problem with it is that it could be inconsistent. So it's like... You are going to come to a point where you need to just delete enemies instantly, and it will be slower to demon them in those scenarios. Especially if you're playing stuff like Forest or Caves, you don't really want to demon those kinds of enemies. Whereas, like, if you're playing, like, CCA, there's usually somebody that's, like, a dedicated Needler, and there's usually somebody that is dedicated Baran's. So to give more nuance to my response, because when you say needle, most people assume spread needle. And spread needle kind of whack. S-rank needle, decent. Demon needle, pretty good. But anyway, I guess we'll slowly get started here. Is this something I use when I just want to blast it out like CC special? Yeah, there's going to be times where you have to clear it. Because at some point you'll need to kill a group of enemies. And I'll give a good example. Flowers die instantly to, like, Baran's. And stuff like that. Challenge mode. And I think overall from the standpoint, Baran's also kills bosses really well. If you bring it to, like, Vault Up, for example, it deletes Vault Up. Otherwise, it's just really good at raw clears. Fair warning, I've only done episode 2 challenge mode. I'm gonna let you know, episode 1 is not that hard. The hardest part are the puzzles, and we're always gonna fail the first time. So just, we'll get through it. But yeah, Baran's is really, 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 really powerful. And the other problem too is that Demon Needle, you sometimes can't hit it on the higher accuracies as well. Whereas like the extra 50 hit does matter on the Baran's launcher. So you could like normal heavy special stuff that you kind of have trouble doing anything other than normal special. And then if Demon whiffs, it feels super terrible. I'm thinking about stuff that's like episode 4 related, or even to some extent Seabed Tower. Anything with like really high evasion. The stupid apes in CCA are really annoying to hit with demons. So there's people that will just deal with those specifically. But anyway, we're going to pause our recording. I'm going to get a brief drink, and we're going to go into challenge mode and talk about it. So give me like 2 minutes chat, but otherwise, enjoy the mini recording. And be right back.